please welcome Attorney General Jon Bruning.
Well, hello, Patriots. How are you? Listen, I'm so honored to stand here alongside my fellow Patriots and my fellow Tea Party members and shout at Washington and say, finally, enough is enough. We need to cut the spending in Washington, D.C. You understand the reason you're here is because we have a country that's looking over the edge right now. We have a country that's on the verge of bankruptcy if we don't do something today. We have a senator in Nebraska, Ben Nelson, who doesn't get it, and time again has voted for bigger and bigger government. It's time we stop that. It's time we send Ben Nelson home. Listen, I'm so proud of the Tea Party movement. If you go back 4 years ago in this country, the political dialogue didn't have anything to do with getting our spending back on track. We were trying to figure out, evidently, which big government program we were going to enact next. But finally, because of you and your friends, the conversation in the 2012 election is about what we're going to do to solve this country's financial problems. This year, we're going to bring in $2.2 trillion in revenue. That ought to be enough to run a government. But we're going to spend $3.8 this year, $1.6 trillion in the hole. You got Ben Nelson, who voted for Obamacare, the 60th vote. He waited and waited to be the guy to cast that decisive vote. And you here in Nebraska know that was the wrong thing to do. Here in Nebraska, I'm the guy leading the lawsuit against Obamacare. Now, why is that? You know it's another big government program we can't afford. You know it's unconstitutional. You know that when the founders created this beautiful country, I mean, they had that Constitution. It was touched by the hand of God. It's so perfect that if we would follow it, if we as a country would follow it, what we'd have is a country that had a balanced budget and the bright future we all know it can have. We have a Congress that continues to spend money. They don't understand that the Commerce Clause doesn't give them unlimited power, doesn't allow them to do anything they want. We have a Constitution that gives specific enumerated powers to the federal government, not unlimited powers, very specific powers. You know what they are. The national defense. It doesn't say health care. It doesn't say education. We in the states can do that ourselves. Ben Nelson doesn't know that, and that's why it's time to send him home. Let me tell you something right now. You send me to Washington, D.C., it's going to be to reduce the size and scope of government. It's going to be to reduce the regulatory regime. It's going to be to return us to a time when we understand what that Constitution means. Specific, enumerated powers for the federal government, everything else to the states. And ultimately, who's the boss in this whole thing? You are. The people are the boss. Not the people that are running for office, not the people that are in government. You, the people. We the people, that's who the bosses are. I want you to know if you send me to Washington, D.C., that's how I'm going to conduct myself. There's still time. There's still time to do this. As Attorney General, I've sued the EPA 27 times. 27 times. I mean, I'm not sure I deserve applause for it. Heck, it makes me sad that I have to do that, but that's the point we've come to. OSHA has become too big. You name it, EPA has become too big. And of course, the federal government, when it comes to Obamacare, has become too big. Listen, there's a clear contrast in this election. You got Ben Nelson. He stands for Obamacare. He stands for the stimulus. You got me. I'd vote against both of them. We need less government, not more government. I promise you, if you send me to Washington, D.C., that's what I'm going to give you. Thank you very much.